Well, we're back, everyone. Modernism is over. We were a little busy, but we're going to tell you all about what we did, and I'm sure you all had a great time. I mean,
There was not a day in these past 2 weeks when there wasn't 20 things going on at one time.
Oh, I know. We were kind of singularly focused with our show, but
We'll
boy,
get to that.
I think there had to be more attendees this year than ever before.
It was amazing, and it was just, each one was fun, and it was interesting, and there were so many people from out of town. Out of our international followers were here this past couple of weeks. Great to see everybody. It was definitely the place
And you
to
know
be.
what's interesting? There were new ads going on all the time, new additions, so you could look on a day-to-day basis. Like, we didn't have a lot of time, but we might have a day free. Oh, this will be great to go to. This will be great to, you know.
So we're going to talk all about modernism. Don't go away.
Okay, getting into the nitty-gritty of Modernism Week and what
do it.
we did. I'm going to ask Conrad, what did you do?
It was a busy couple of weeks, that's for darn sure. My throat is still a little sore because I
was wondering.
Yes, I did 5 premier double-decker bus tours this year, this season, I should say. And I also did a one-night illumination tour.
Oh, I've always wanted to do that.
So let me tell a little bit about my little experience with that. So let's talk about the illumination tours. Very unique, about 90 minutes or so in the evening time, just when the sun goes down and they start lighting up several, especially mainly of the commercial buildings.
Yeah.
And you get to go by and see them lit up at night, you see who the architects are. A lot of fun, but the beauty this year is that the nighttime tour had a sponsor, which was Tommy Bahamas.
Really?
And so after the tour, we got to go into the Tommy Bahamas for tacos and pizza and dessert and Mai
Tommy Bahama
Tais.
have pizza?
Yes, they do. They did.
I don't get past the mahi mahi tacos or the ahi poke salad.
It was delicious, and it was just a great way to kind of combine the two because it was all happening right there in the middle of town.
That's fantastic.
But you went to see the Shag House, which is a lot of the talk of the town this week.
Oh yeah, I mean every day it was just Instagram. But well deserved because we pulled up and we walked into a whole Shag universe. And Conrad, we had such a great time with Shag, aka Josh Agle, and the homeowner Brandon McBurney. Let's take a look. Well, we've seen an amusement park made out of art. That's Luna Luna. Now we're about to see an entire house made out of art. The paintings of, well, let's just see who answers the door.
Hey, Claudia.
Shag! Wow!
We meet again.
We meet again. The Shag House, Modernism Week's featured home, and whoa, there is a lot going on here. So, Josh, we need to hear the whole story because this finally has opened.
All right, come on in.
Okay.
Well, if you don't know me, I'm Brandon McBurney. I'm the owner of the Shag House. Thank you, Mr. Shag, for being here with us, right?
Yeah.
So how did this come about? That is a great, fun story. My good friend, John Patrick, I've known him and his partner for years, and I've been watching him do the amazing things out here with 4 West Elm houses, producing the first Christopher Kennedy house, all these vacation homes over the years, and said to him, one summer, I was like, what are you doing next and how do I get in? Because I'm ready to do something out here. And he came to me and he said, what if we did a branded house with Shag? And I thought, oh my God, that would be amazing if you could do that. Because I love Shag's work and I've been a fan of his. So JP finally got the nerve up to ask him. I think he was a little scared for quite some time, but he finally got up the nerve and Shag, you were just, what'd you say?
I said, of course, it's something I'd been thinking about already. I've done my own homes, but never anything that was completely Shag, if you will. So this was just, I looked at it like a big giant art piece.
It really turned out to be like a living piece of art.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted. I wanted people to step into this environment that was something they had never seen before, but reminded them of being in a Shag painting. And it was conducive to those kind of scenes that I paint. So big parties, cocktails, past hors d'oeuvres, things like that. And this house is perfect for that.
Morgan Janey helped us find the house. Definitely was a rescue. There are terracotta floors in here, country wood vibe. It needed a lot of help, huh?
Yeah, if it had been a house that was all original, I wouldn't have wanted to touch it, But since it had undergone a few renovations and redecorations. I felt like we could treat it as a blank slate, so we could change whatever we wanted, because there was really very little original left in the house.
Modernism Week has been so supportive through that whole process with us. Plus, it gave us access to these wonderful vendors who came in, who support Modernism Week. Ferguson, Jen Eyre, through them, Brizo, Willis, Don Edwards. I mean, the list goes on. And they were, all these vendors just came in, whatever he wanted to do, you could do it, right? And so they helped us out in a lot of ways. It was great to partner with such great brands and really to be able to showcase their brands in the house.
I did renderings for every room in the house, actually. So I had a really strong vision of what I wanted things to look like, and the team was great. They went out of their way to make it look like what I had drawn. So if you look at the backyard, for example, I did a piece of art based on the backyard called the Mammoth Martini, which is a mural in the game room. I did that a year before the backyard was even landscaped. So they had to make it look like that.
Yeah, you gave it to John Patrick and to his design team, and me also with the contractor, and figure out how we're going to do this. And we definitely had some challenges.
And there were a few things I put my foot down on. I said they have to be this way.
A round roof.
Round roof on the exterior bar,
yes,
which is tricky. And the 10-foot green front doors, they had to be 10 feet tall. And there's a lot of competition for front doors in Palm Springs. So I wanted to make sure that these front doors made a statement and sort of screamed, "This is the Shag House."
I think you accomplished that.
The murals are printed vinyl graphics, so they're put on the wall like wallpaper. They were created by one of the Modernism Week sponsors, and they reflect the theme of each room that they're in. So I knew going into this project, I wanted each bedroom to have its own sort of character or its own overarching theme, and that's what those murals represent.
There's a couple things I really wanted. One thing was having these good, big, giant eaves that we have out here in the backyard. I really wanted to, have that space and be protected. And then the daybed, the hanging daybed, was one of my big things.
Brandon wanted good practical things too, like he wanted working bars, with refrigerators and ice makers, which I think makes great sense. And what people never see when they come to a party here, but there's a huge catering kitchen that's sort of backstage, with multiple sinks and warming trays and cooking stations. So all the food and drink for the parties can be prepared out of sight from the guests, which makes a party a little more magical.
We want to do a lot of fun things with the house. We'll host events here. We already have done a couple of charity events, so we're going to do more charity work as well. Maybe occasional, wedding or here or there. I travel a lot for work, so I'm not here, so we'll be using the house for a variety of different things. Maybe some rentals here and there, but really I want to share this house. How can you not share this house?
Yeah.
This is what it was designed to share, a
Yeah.
living piece of art.
Yeah, the more eyeballs on the house, the better, because it is a piece of art, and art wants to be looked at.
What we really wanted to create here was, rescuing this mid-century modern house, and it's like you're climbing into a life-size Shag painting. And I think we did that.
I think we did.
Josh, just to see your creation come to life, is this just the first of many?
I hope
tell
so.
Brandon.
No, I hope so, yeah. I'd love to do more.
Okay, well, thank you both so much. The Shag House. Speaking of architectural tours, we went to 2 fantastic homes and cocktail parties by U.S. Modernist, which has an amazing archive, a vast, vast archive of residential architectural collection of homes and interiors. It's a big library you can go to, but it's an educational program. They have U.S. Modernist radio that's on. And we went to the Max Palevsky house. Have you ever been there up in Little Tuscany?
No.
A home, the way it's situated, it's very, very modern, and you go into a very large courtyard. But you cannot see, there are no homes nearby, just large boulders, the mountain.
Love those.
Gorgeous. And we also ended up on the second U.S. Modernist at the Kirk Douglas house. And it's so great. The owners were there for the event, which was fantastic, which is Michael and Diane Budman, fantastic people with the work they have done to preserve and renovate. It's now more opened up than ever. It just shone.
And you went to the tennis pavilion to see all the posters back there.
Yeah,
that's a must.
A little secret door to Dinah Shore's place.
That's right. There's a door that they share with the Dinah Shore
For you that don't
estate.
know, check this out next year.
That sounds like a blast.
Yeah. And keeping with the forever modernism cocktail party spirit,
Amen.
I heard you went to a really great one.
Yes, I got to go to a relatively new boutique hotel called the Velvet Rope Hotel. You know, we have been to a lot of these hotels and homes and such. This hotel, the individual who is in charge of this, David Rios, has spent a lot of money on decorating the very specific rooms that you can stay in. So there's an Elvis Presley room, there's a Marilyn Monroe room, there's a Liberace room, there's a disco room. Just think about those ideas, and that's the bedroom that you're going to go into. Everything is done to the top notch of the designer, of the materials, of the way the room looks. Very, very unique. And then in the back side, there is what I would consider to be a speakeasy bar with a nice bar back there. And of course, Leanna and Miguel were performing there for
Great!
And they have brought in one of their burlesque dancers as part of their show.
Oh.
Just a beautiful space. I look forward, I'm going to talk to David soon about us going and doing a show there, because we need to have our viewers see
that would be great.
What opportunities are here in the desert.
Now, this is an architecturally significant building,
yes,
right?
Herbert Burns' design, yes.
Oh, great. And just a few rooms, am I right?
There must be 8 or so.
That's what I thought. Yeah, it's a very
But
small,
they're so beautifully done. A really unique space. We're going to go there. We'll do a show there soon.
And another way of looking at homes, architecturally significant homes here in Palm Springs, is through the BEAM program, which is part of PS ModCom. And BEAM stands for Building Educational Architectural Models, which this year, they work with a number of public schools, a growing number. St. Teresa's being the hub of it, the start of it. This year, the focus for the 6th and 7th graders was Albert Frey, because Albert Frey is, of course, the architect of the year here that is being celebrated at both...
The father of modernism, almost.
Exactly,
right?
Really, at the Palm Springs Art Museum and the Architecture and Design Center. Anyway, the renditions that we saw, the buildings of the Illuminated House by one 6th grader.
We're going to see some of these pictures, right?
Yeah, the fire station. Perfect. Why don't we have a look? And the paintings that they did. The kids are just great. Well, hello. What is your name?
Xavier.
Xavier. Oh, you're 6th grade. Great. Okay. And I just panned in on what you modeled. Can you tell me a little bit about your creation?
I chose the Illuminated House because it's a shining house, and it reminds me of something I like to do at home with my favorite toy.
This is very cool. You did an amazing job. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Valentina, and I painted the Albert Frey House 1 building. We first started this project in 1940, and he added onto the house, when he made this little lookout center where he had his bedroom. He completed that in 1953, and my painting looks a bit different because the house was destroyed. So on one side it's all black and white because in pictures we see the pictures of the house in black and white. But on the other side, it's all colored because if the house was still here today, that's what it would look like if it was like here in color.
Claudia, I think it's important to tell our viewers that you and I, we've been to a lot of these homes. Each one of them are so very different. Some of them you can really feel comfortable that you would live in. Depends on what you want. You're going to see it here during Modernism Week.
It's always a good time, and all these featured homes have like cocktail party galore, just happening. It's the scene basically.
And speaking of the scene, Beatles show that you, Alan, and the Gand band put on this past week was a terrific show that I understand will be coming back soon. Let's talk a little bit about it.
Well, Beatles and Beyond is a total multimedia experience. We had such a great time. we had so many people. I mean, because I think it's because not only is the music great, the cocktail party, you get a chance to chat. We're playing live music at cocktails. We all go into the stage, and it's a fantastic stage show with myself and Alan and the Gand band, where they bring in 3 different singers that you all know and love. And it makes for a great night, and you still have time to go to dinner afterwards. So,
when I left, I thought, what time? It must be 10. Oh, it was early. I thought, oh, wow, that was pretty. It was a great show, and I get to go get in bed before it's too late, which is a great thing. It's a very visual show. Like you say, you love the music.
And you will absolutely love the multimedia videos that go on while the music comes off with a great story to tell.
So remember, we talked about a lot here on this Modernism wrap. We want to make sure that if you go to these events coming up soon or next year, remember you heard it here at Palm Springs Point of View. Make sure you tell someone, hey, that's where you saw it.
Yeah, and on our YouTube's channel, check us out and make sure you like and subscribe.
All right.
All right, cheers. See you soon.
What's next? What's next?